So there's this video coming across my timeline of these immigrants attacking these NYPD officers. And, I'm watching it and I'm listening to the reporters tell the story. And so many questions come up in my mind. So let's watch this and see what happens.
Five suspects in this brutal attack on NYPD officers have been released without bail, arrested.
First red flag: five suspects brutally attack NY police officers. They were arrested and let go. Like, who gets released after a brutal attack on police officers? That just made me think. But let's continue.
And released.
The attack happened near a migrant shelter in Times Square. Fox 5's Lisette Nunez is there. And Lisette, it took a few days for this video to surface, but it is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to watch. It's horrific, and police did put that video out. And shortly after putting that video out, as well as pictures of the suspects, well, they were able to make additional arrests. Let's go ahead and take a look at that video. So this happened around 8:30 in the evening on Saturday. According to police officers, they were trying to break up a group that was acting disorderly near town.
A group that was acting disorderly. That's the second red flag. Like, what does that actually mean? Acting disorderly. Now I have a good idea of what a disorderly person is, but I think there should be a little bit more detail in this, but let's continue.
Times Square, police tried to take one person into custody, and that's when things took a turn and the group began attacking the officers. The group is seen kicking and punching the two officers at the scene. Police initially arrested 4 people and then a 5th person on Monday. They face charges including assault on a police officer, gang assault, and disorderly conduct. According to the New York Post, those who were arrested and charged are migrants who were then released without bail.
Assault, gang assault. They brutally attacked a police officer and then they get let out without bail. What doesn't sound right about that picture? I don't know.
As far as the officers who were attacked, they did have minor injuries. They were treated at the scene, but they are expected to be okay. I also got off the phone with police this morning. They tell me one of the individuals who was arrested, he's being identified as 24-year-old Yorman Reverend, who is facing robbery charges from a few other incidents that happened the last 2 months.
Another red flag. Here you have an immigrant who already has like pending robbery charges, is now involved with a brutal assault on police officer, but a judge just lets him go. Something strange going on here.
That's the latest here in Times Square. We'll send things back inside.
Now here's my thing, right? So we have police, we have immigrants, we have news media. So there's a potential 3-sided story here. Only thing we get is a video and the media's narrative of what happened. What responsibility does media have to find out the truth, to find out facts, to do a little research into exactly what happened? What caused these police to approach this group of youngsters? What was their reasoning? Why did they react this way? We don't get any of those details. We just get the picture, and then we get the media's narrative of what happened. Well, okay, fine. You got a bunch of immigrants who brutally, atrociously assaulted an officer or a couple of officers, and then the judge just lets them go, which that sounds crazy, but they got let go. So let me tell you what I think. And, some people might not agree with what I think, but hey, this is America. We can voice our opinions. I mean, at least I hope we can still. But um, police, in my experience, and from friends of mine who have similar experiences, um, police can be a little aggressive sometimes. And it wouldn't take a whole lot of research to go online. And I mean, it would probably take you a minute to find multiple videos with overly aggressive police harassing people who haven't committed any crimes. I mean, really. And then what also tends to happen is when you get these incidents of, these overly aggressive police who want to approach people who haven't committed any crimes, nothing ever happens to them. But that's another story. But what I think is these two police were overly aggressive, bothering some immigrants, and they said, "Oh, hell no. We didn't do nothing. So get the hell away from us, and you're not going to arrest our people for nothing." Uh, what did they call it? Acting disorderly. Like, what does that mean? Like, did the reporters even try to figure out what that was? I mean, now is this me? I mean, is there something wrong with me for asking questions? There's just too many questions that are not answered here. But these and these folks, they look like they might have been in their 20s. And younger folks nowadays, they're not scared of cops. Now, I remember in my days when I was in my 20s back in the 80s, it was a different kind of environment where, you know, we didn't give police you know, too much pushback. But now, you approach these youngsters and they're like, "What you approaching me for? What you mean my ID? You better go get your supervisor." That's how they think now. But needless to say, I think that these police officers were overly aggressive. I think these immigrants weren't committing any crimes, and they wasn't having it that day. They said, "You are not going to just do us any old kind of way. We're going to fight back." That's what I think. And I think the judge kind of had sympathy with the immigrants, because why would a judge just let a bunch of kids go that brutally attacked a police officer? That don't make sense. I think the judge was leaning more towards them. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really want to know what you guys think, because I know my opinion ain't really popular right now. People want, people are on the police side, and I could be on the police side too if they actually done something wrong, but I don't see that.